Good morning. My name is Mrs. Epps, and today I'm going to present a math lesson to you on addition and subtraction. Before we begin our lesson, I would like for you to tell your parent or whoever the adult is in your home that you're going to need some counters. Paper, pencil, and counters. Those are the materials you're going to need for the lesson. And I want you to stay in your seat while they go and get those things for you. Counters can be spoons, bobby pins, anything that is safe for you to count with that's in your home. So your parent or someone will go and get those things and then we'll continue with the lesson. So let's start off by talking about some words, symbols, and phrases that you're going to come across in this lesson. We're going to do addition in the first part of our lesson and subtraction in the second part of our lesson. So let's talk about addition first. So if we look at this symbol here where my little cursor is pointing, tell me what this sign is. Did you say plus sign? You're exactly right. It is called the plus sign. And whenever we see the plus sign, it means we're going to do what? Add. Yes, you're going to add. And when you add, we group items together, right? Or we count the items all together. We put the groups together and we count them all together. So here are some other words. All together and in all. Whenever you see these words in a word problem, it is an indicator that you're going to add. Okay? So now let's look at this symbol. So if this is the addition symbol, this must be the subtraction symbol, and you're correct. Whenever we see the subtraction symbol, it means we're going to take away. We also say minus when we see the subtraction symbol. Many more and have left are also words when you see them in a word problem, they are indicators that you're going to subtract. And here we have the equal sign. You will see the equal sign in addition problems and subtraction problems. The equal sign comes after the addition symbol or the subtraction symbol. So what is our goal today? Our goal today is to add and subtract numbers. So we're going to be adding double-digit numbers with a single-digit number, or we could be adding two double-digit numbers together. And that would be the same process for subtraction as well. Okay? So by now you should have your paper, pencil, and counters, and we're all ready to get started. All right, let's look at our very first problem. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you. I'm going to read the word problem first. And this says, Brent and Danielle are greeting customers at the bank. Brent greets 14 customers. Danielle greets 2 customers. How many customers do they greet all together? And there is that key word, which is right here, all together. Let me underline that for you. And it's an indicator that we're going to do what? We're going to add. I'm going to show you how to do this problem using 2 methods. And the first method that we're going to use is called the number line. Okay. Your parent. We have our number line. And whenever we use a number line to add, we're always going to start with this number right here. Let's get it back. And we're going to hop forward. How many spaces? 2. So we start with 14 and we're going to hop forward 2. 1, 2. What is our answer? Did you say 16? You were exactly right. So let's type in 16. Okay. So 14 plus 2 equals 16. So now I'm going to show you another method. We're going to use counters this time. And remember, I want you to tell me which method is the quickest way to compute this problem. How many counters are we going to take out first? 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. And now we're going to take out how many? To say 2? You were correct. Yes, 2. 1, 2. And did you remember that whenever we add, we're going to put these groups of items together and we're going to count them all together. So let's do that. I'm going to move it over. And let's count them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I think we lost one when my cursor kind of joggled around. And the answer is what? 16. Okay? All right. So let's move on to our next problem. Okay. Okay, if you so now we're going to add two double-digit numbers together, okay? And whenever we do that, that far, let's read the word problem first. So Randy is sorting items into piles at the bank for the bank tellers. He sorts 6 to 8 money envelopes and 21 loan applications. How many items does Randy sort into piles? So with this particular problem, we're going to use the number line, okay? And we forgot to answer our question. Which way was quicker with our previous problem? Was it using the counters or the number line? Yes, did you say number line? You were correct, yes. So now we're going to get a clean sheet. And why would we even use a number line for this problem? Let's think about that for a second. All right, so here we have our number line. And remember, I said you're going to start with the numbers in the ones place when you're computing a problem like this, okay? And what number do we have here? The number 8. So we start with the top number because we're going to add 8 plus 1 together. So we start with 8 and we're going to hop how many spaces? 1. Let's do that. 1. What's the answer? 9. So let's type 9 in. Now, we're going to go to the numbers that are in the tens place. And these are these numbers that are right here, that are in the tens place. And we're going to start with the top number first. So let's get our number line back. Okay. So we start with number 6, and we're going to hop forward how many spaces? 2. Let's do it. 1, 2. What's our answer? 8. Okay. Let's write that in or type it in. You write in, I'm going to type in. And as we go through these problems, please get your paper and pencil and write down the problems as we go along. So it says, how many items does Randy sort into piles altogether? 89. So that is the way you will do a problem that is like this, okay? So why do we use a number line? You think about that? Because it's quicker, yes. If we pull up our counter sheet, we'll be able to count out 6 to 8 counters. We could, but wouldn't it take a long time? Yes, yes. So in this particular instance, it's good to use your number line. But you can use counters now if you want to. You can use them if you want. All right, let's move on to our next problem. Let's do one like this. Okay, here we go. So in this case, you can decide, if you wrote down a number line, you can decide which one you would like to use, okay? Whether you want to use your counters or your number line, it's up to you. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And this one, well, we have our number line up. Let's just use a number line, okay? And let's erase. And before we get going, let's read our word problem. Mary Beth is setting out items on the counters at the bank. She sets out 12 deposit slips. She sets out 2 money envelopes. How many items does Mary Beth set out on counters altogether? And if you recall, we have a key word, right? Let's get it. Let's get our pointer here. All together, it means we're going to do what? Add. And adding means what? To put items in a group together. Okay, let's move it up. So what number are we going to start with on our number line? Did you say 12? Yes. So we're going to begin with 12, and we're going to hop forward how many spaces? 2. 1, 2. What's our answer? 14. Our answer is 14. So let's type that in. All right. How many items does Mary Beth set on the counters altogether? 14. That is correct. We'll make it bigger for you. She sets out 14 items. Very good. All right. You're doing a good job with doing your problems. Let's move on. We're going to do one more. Well, we did that one. go here. Let's move me over. Okay, we're going to do this one. We're going to do one more addition problem, okay? And this time we're going to use, we're going to use a number line for this problem. And what side do we start on first, or what place do we start in first? So the ones place? Yes. So let's read our word problem, okay? Mrs. B's class is counting items at the banks. They count 41 coin wrappers and 35 deposit slips. How many items do they count all together? And there's that key word, all together. It means we're going to do what? Add. Okay? Okay, let's pull up our number line. So we're going to start here with the number what? 1. And we're going to count for how many spaces? 5. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's our answer? 6. So let's write 6 right here. Now we're going to come to the numbers that are in the tens place, okay? Let's get our number line back up and erase. We're going to start with what number? 4. And we're going to count forward how many places? 3. 1, 2, 3. What's our answer? 7. You're exactly right. How many items do they count all together? 76. Very good. So 41 plus 35 is 76. Okay, now we're going to move on to the subtraction segment of our lesson, okay? So give me a second to pull up some subtraction problems. Okay. Let me move over a little bit here, make our page a little bit bigger so you can see. So whenever we subtract, what does that mean? It means we're going to be doing what? Taking items away, okay? All right, so let's read our word problem first. It says Brent is placing deposit slips onto a counter at the bank. He has 18 deposit slips. He places 4 deposit slips on the counter. How many deposit slips are left to place on the counter? So here we have two words, are left. Whenever you see the words are left, that means you're going to subtract, okay? So let's make this a little bit bigger. All right. So now we're going to use our number line to compute this problem, okay? And let's erase it. Now when we subtract, we count backwards on the number line, okay? Because we're taking things away, all right? Going forward, you're adding to. So let's do that, okay? We're going to start with what number? 18. okay? So we start here at 18, and we're going to go back. How many spaces? 4. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's our answer? 14. Because we took away 4, okay, from 18. So let's type that in. It says how many deposit slips are left to place on the counter? 14. 18 minus 4 equals 14. 18 take away 4 equals 14. All right, good job. And let's look at our next problem. And you could have also used counters using to come up with the same answer, okay? So here we're going to do another subtraction problem. Let's read our word problem first. Ryan and Danielle are giving out lollipops to customers at the bank. Ryan gives out 16 lollipops. Danielle gives out 15 lollipops. How many more lollipops does Ryan give out than Danielle? In this case, you have many more. These two words right here. This is an indicator that you're going to be subtracting. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're always going to start in the ones place, okay? And we're going to use our number line to compute this problem. And here's our number line. Let's erase. So we're going to start with what number here? 6, because that's in the ones place. We're going to start in this place first. So we're going to hop backwards. How many spaces? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What number do we see here? 1. So let's put a 1 there. And now we're going to go to the tens place. What number do we see here? We're going to start with the one that's at the top. 1. So let's use our number line. Let's erase first. We're going to hop backwards how many spaces? 1. What's our answer? 0, because 1 take away 1 is what? 0. Okay, let's write it in. And you can also do this using counters. Let's do it using counters. To see what the answer is going to be. Let's move me over. So if you do it using counters, how many counters are we going to take out first? 16. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And how many counters are we going to take away? 15. So let's take away 15 counters, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How many is left? 1. And we came up with the same answer. Very good. But which way is quicker? Using the number line or the counters? You say using the number line? You're exactly right. Okay. You can use whatever method you're comfortable with, okay? All right, let's do our next problem. It says here, Brent is placing deposit slips on a counter at the bank. He has 17 deposit slips. He places 14 deposit slips on the counter. How many deposit slips are left to place on the counter? And there are our key words. Are left, which is an indicator that you're going to do what? Subtract. And what does subtract mean? To take away. Okay? What method are we going to use? Or what method can you use? The number line. We can use the number line. If you said counters, you were right. You can use any method that you want, the one that you feel comfortable with. But we're going to use the number line for this problem. All right. Let's give it a second to load. Okay, let's go to, let's see if we can get our number line back. In the ones place. Okay. And you may have already come up with the answer. All right, let's. So remember, we start in what place first? The ones place. What's our first number that we're going to start with? 7. So it's going to be 7, take away 4. Let's do that. So we start at 7, and we're going to hop back how many spaces? 4. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's our answer? 3. Good job. So we're going to put 3 right here. So now we're going to go over to the tens place. We're going to start with our first number that's in the 10 place. It's the number 1. 1, take away 1. So let's get our number line back up. And we're going to start with 1, and we're going to go back how many spaces? 1. What's our answer? 0. So we're going to write it in, okay? 0 here. So 17, take away 14 is going to be what? 3, okay? So now if you recall, Our minus sign means we're going to do what? Take away. Or we can say take away what comes next. In this case, we had 17 was first. What comes next would have been 14. And our answer would have been 3. Okay? Whenever we see that minus sign, it means we're going to do what? Subtract. Okay? So I hope that you have enjoyed our lesson today. Please take time to practice more. Use your counters. Use your number line. Whichever one you feel comfortable with. I want you to stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you again in the next video lesson.